Reckless talk. Son of a gifted. Hey, reckless talk. But I got expensive habits. Don't step in salt. I'm a real one. Check my fabric.
All right. Morning, everybody. This is Dom from Kenya Goodness TV. And I'm back again with Anthony Timber, more of like Jury and Timber. Yeah, so basically, Timber, man, it's good to have you back again. We had some quite interesting conversation last time. And I remember, by the way, you actually, by the way, you made the prediction. You talked of the scores being, you talked of the game being a high level score. That was between Barcelona and Arsenal. And you're right, actually, by the way, it was quite a high level score. And I think, by the way, we actually managed to win the game, which was good. So that was well in, bro. Hello, Timber.
Yeah, it was actually a very, very good game, yeah.
Yeah.
Higher scoreline than actually what I had predicted, but on the win, I got that right. Yeah, but also you can consider the fact that was it the second preseason game that Barcelona was playing, but you wouldn't have thought that because it was quite a high tempo game. But
Yeah.
I'm happy with how Arsenal are preparing for the new season ahead.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can get some better results where we concede less goals this season. Because I'm very, very concerned with the number of goals we are conceding during the preseason, considering that this defense should actually be a better one than what we had last season. So, but let's wait and see. I believe next week we have the Community Shield, so that's going to tell us where we actually are at the moment.
Yeah, but we are playing with Monaco first. I think we have a game with Monaco. That is on Wednesday. And then I think after that is when you have now the Conference League versus Man City. So actually,
I
right,
think
by the
the
way,
Monaco team, the Monaco game, I think is going to be a very, very low tempo game because this game is only like 2 days before the Community Shield final. So we may have most of the team B playing that game. Then we have the first team playing during the Community Shield final. But let's wait and see. I'm expecting a bigger game next weekend than the Emirates Cup on Wednesday.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't expect us actually to go that hard by there on the Monaco game. Because remember, by the way, we are meeting Man City. And, we need to prove a point, but they're beating these guys. Hey man, it's been long since we beat these guys. When was the last time we beat these guys? Apart from FA Cup. The last time we beat Man City, it's been long. It's been a minute. But anyway, so what I basically want us to talk about is this guy over here, the guy behind me, Arsene Wenger. So like I was asking you, by the way, I want us to basically talk about this guy behind me. That is Arsene Wenger. He's been given a statue finally. I feel like it's overdue. I feel like the guy's not being accorded the respect that he deserves. But the statue is finally here. I want to ask you, but when did you actually start supporting Arsenal? What influenced you, towards supporting Arsenal?
So I must have been 9 years old when I first saw Arsenal play. But funny enough, I was actually inclining towards being a Manchester United fan before I became an Arsenal fan. But the first Arsenal versus Manchester United game I saw, which was back in 2001, and Henry was ripping apart that Manchester United defense like it was nothing. It was like a hot knife on butter, yeah? And I had also just started playing football as a young guy, seriously. So, I actually became an Arsenal fan because of Kina Henry. You have a Dennis Bergkamp. I remember that was Sol Campbell's first season at Arsenal. Yeah, those are the guys who made me fall in love with Arsenal. But also Arsene Wenger had a very, very huge part to play in that because he was actually the mastermind behind the team.
Yeah.
And also, I used to wonder, it's called Arsenal and it's called Arsene Wenger. Who would have thought that Arsenal was not created or was not founded by Arsene Wenger himself? Because all my life I knew Arsenal. I knew Arsenal being connected to the Arsene Wenger name. So yeah, so he's a big legend for us. I was consider ever since I became a fan up to the time when did he retire? Was it in 2017 or 2018? Must have been
2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Yes. So he had been manager of that club for 20 plus years
Yeah.
for me as an Arsenal fan. So
Yeah.
he's a student of the game. He's a legend of the game.
Mhm.
He changed football. I do not believe that the Premier League would be what it is today without Arsene Wenger. I watched a couple of documentaries from when he joined Arsenal where players such as Ian Wright was speaking about the wholesale changes that he made to the team with the
Yeah.
dietary programs, with the
Mhm.
training, how these guys were feeling fitter, they were enjoying their football, you know.
Yeah.
And
Actually, yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah. Go ahead. Go
so
ahead.
yeah, so I do not believe the level we see in the Premier League today compared to other leagues like the Serie A and the Spanish La Liga.
Mhm.
The missing link, or what those leagues did not have, was an Arsene Wenger for them. Okay, you can say La Liga had the Guardiola, but
Yeah.
kind of the level of football that is played at the Premier League, the financial aspect of it,
Yeah.
it's way ahead, and I can attribute it mainly to Arsene Wenger and Sir Alex Ferguson. So yeah,
Yeah. No.
he
Definitely.
fully deserves that statue outside the Emirates. Also
Yeah.
considering the fact that he actually built the stadium. Eh? Why
Yeah.
don't we rename it to the Arsene Wenger Stadium? Eh? To actually be more of an honor for us than even that statue that we've offered in there. He built the stadium. Eh?
Yeah. No. Definitely. By the way, in fact, you're right. By the way, if the people who actually made the Premier League what it is, by the way, is Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger. I mean, like you're right. Thanks to internet these days. At least at that time we were young, we still didn't have so much information, but at our disposal. But you see now that we have internet, at least we can watch documentaries and go behind the scenes and understand exactly what was happening. Like actually, you're right. By the way, I also watched the documentary about him trying to just change things like you said, Ian Wright actually, when he came in, by the way, guys were just, there was basically no discipline by the in the club. Guys were smoking, guys were just eating whatever they wanted. Then all of a sudden the guy comes in, and when he came in, by the way, you remember that narrative of Arsene who? Arsene who? So like,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
he just revolutionized everything from the dad bit part of it. I
yeah,
remember actually uh players had to, let go of some habits, took away the chocolates that guys used to do that guys used to eat, introduced by day things like creatine by day, in their meals, in their breakfast meals. So the guy completely revolutionized by the Premier League. In fact, if not for Arsene Wenger, I don't think by the Premier League would be what it is right now. It's just more like what Pep probably is doing right now, because Pep is also, but there's also Pep has also brought the aspect by the he's also just bringing his own aspect as well.
yeah.
So, I mean, what are your best moments by the during Wenger's era?
Of course, biggest moment was winning the Premier League unbeaten. That's something that these other clubs will never get over us. We try so hard, but just goes to show how hard it was to do that.
Yeah,
Thinking about also that was the big Premier League era because he won the Premier League when we had peak Sir Alex Ferguson. Chelsea were on
Mm-hmm.
their way up. Liverpool had a very, very good team.
Yeah.
Everton had a very, very good team. Winning the Premier League and going a season unbeaten, that is something we may never see in our lifetimes again. And even though
No,
it's
definitely.
broken next season or even the season after that, fact that it's taken 20 years for a team to do that,
Mm-hmm.
speaks to the
Mm-hmm.
level of challenge it is to actually go a whole season unbeaten. So yeah, I also remember the game which we beat Barcelona 2-1 at the Emirates, which I consider, and that Barcelona team I consider to be the best team in history. Remember the Guardiola team, the Tiki-Taka, where
I
they
remember.
had Pick Messi, they had Ibrahimovic, they had,
Yeah.
well, that team was amazing. And
Yeah.
Wenger beat that team with Wilshere at the middle of the park, and the guy was 18 years old.
Yeah.
I do not think we will ever have a game where we had such a difficult opponent and a team that was so young that no one expected to win a game like that. And the manner in
Yeah.
which we won the game, remember the counter-attacking goal, the second goal
Mm,
which we scored,
mm, mm.
very, very beautiful goal. Guardiola at the end of the match was like, I have met a couple of good managers in his short career
Yeah.
at the moment, but
Yeah.
in an interview he said that Wenger may be the best coach he has ever faced at that point in his career. Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. Now, looking at the downside bit part of it, now that we are a bit grown up, and you probably have information at our disposal. I mean, talk of the low moments. I mean, looking back, I was among those fans that are very quick by there at Wenger out. But then looking at it by the way critically, this guy kept us in the top four by the way, despite the crisis we had. And remember, by the ever since we moved to the Emirates, that was not the beginning by the of our downfall. Because remember, by the financially, probably maybe we're not really in a good financial place. We're not in a position to get
Yeah.
good players at the moment. Remember, man, we were actually even signing injured players at that time.
Yeah.
And despite
Yeah.
that, this guy kept us in the top four. He kept us in the top four. He kept us in the
It was
Champions
in the
League.
top four for like 20 plus years, yeah? Yeah,
Imagine.
that was quite an achievement because also considering the Champions League qualification money that Arsenal was assured of getting was actually being used to repay the loan that we secured to build the stadium.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
even what you see Arsenal doing today, where they can be able to spend £100 million on a player like Christ. And
hmm,
okay, to some extent, you can say that the Crankers, the owners of Arsenal, chipped in some money towards
hmm,
funding that transfer. But
yeah,
a big reason why we are able to do those kinds of deals right now is because Arsenal are in a very, very healthy financial position. The club is
yeah,
very, very well run. We do not have
yeah,
any loans on the stadium.
hmm,
The stadium is full to capacity almost every week. Now you even see even the women's games, they're
yeah,
actually filling the stadiums. And we can
yeah,
all attribute that to what Arsene Wenger, his vision for the club at the time when we won the Invincibles. What
hmm,
we are seeing right now is because of that. Even the
yeah,
coach himself, Arteta, who brought him to
yeah,
the club, it was
yeah,
Arsene Wenger. Took him under his wing, mentored him. You even see
hmm,
how Arteta, how loyal he is to the club, how
yeah,
he protects his players. You can see
hmm,
shades of Wenger in that. He's a bit aggressive, like he's getting the aggressiveness from his
yeah,
Spanish heritage and also from Guardiola. But
yeah,
also you see sometimes that he has this kind of humility, which I believe came from being mentored by Arsene Wenger. So that statue is fully deserved. If I
yeah,
ever find time to go to the Emirates, that's one place I am actually going to go. I actually
definitely, man.
think he did. I saw the statue and I was thinking that statue should be bigger. Should be so big that even when people are inside the Emirates, they can actually be able to see Arsene Wenger.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
only disappointment I had. It was a bit small. I wanted a
yeah,
big statue, but maybe wishful thinking. But at least he's immortalized. No, probably even
yeah,
200 years from now, it is a bronze
yeah.
statue. We're going to be hearing about Arsene Wenger. And I do not think there is anyone who deserves that more than he does. Yeah.
No, definitely. Actually, there's something we talked about the management of the club right now. And trust me, if you look at one of the most organized clubs in terms of each and every sector. Remember, but people forget that football is a business. These clubs, but it's a
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
There's probably have an HR, they probably have
Yeah.
a finance team, they have an IT team,
Yeah.
they have a marketing team, PR team. And even if you look, because I've been watching some documentaries here regarding how organized Emirates is. And it all contributes to the fundamentals that this guy actually contributed in terms of the ethics, the core values of the business. So honestly speaking, you're right. This guy actually behind my background actually deserves that. It's long overdue actually.
Yeah.
It's long overdue.
Way overdue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you see, like with players like Saka, Smith Rowe, Balogun, Buketia,
Yeah.
he built the academy, yeah? And,
That's
and
another
so the success we're actually enjoying with people like Saka right now,
Yeah.
having a player from the academy reach the level that Saka is at the moment or where he's going, because actually I do not think Saka is anywhere close to his peak.
Yeah.
Speaks to the vision of Arsene Wenger at the time that he had. He was actually one of the first people to propose that these Premier League teams should support the women's games. So Arsenal was actually one of the first teams to have a serious women's team. You actually find that we're actually one of the biggest. We have one of the biggest women's teams in England and in Europe at the moment. It's down to him, the academy, the stadium, everything that we have right now. Now, the only disappointment I have is that once he retired, I thought he would have a role, at least, big role within the club to guide us. But in retrospect, you come to understand that he may actually have been very, very wise on this, because I saw the kind of involvement that Alex Ferguson had with Manchester after he retired, having Manchester hire people like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. May not have been the best decision. So, like, Arsenal allowed the club to be able to grow without him at that time. And I believe in the next 1 or 2 or 3 seasons, we're actually going to be one of the most successful clubs in Europe. And it's down to every single thing that he has done, even retiring and leaving the club entirely. It was actually a very, very good decision in retrospect.
Yeah.
So, very, very lucky as a club to have had Arsene Wenger as our coach for so many years.
Yeah.
And I hope I can see him more. He's a very, very humble guy, but I would like to see him more in the Emirates, watching as a fan, And let's see what the next few years pan out to be.
Yeah. Well, anyway, quite some interesting conversations, by the way. So you guys let us know your best moments, by the way. Do you feel like the Wenger's statue is actually overdue? Let us know in the comment section. Timberman, thanks for pulling up. You mentioned actually you have some errands you have to do. Probably would have kept this conversation because it's quite some interesting conversation. I've actually even taken it up to 1 hour, but I have to release you now. Yeah, so man, thanks for pulling up, man. And I'll be
anytime, man.
I'll be seeing you on the next one, bro.
Okay. Cheers, man.
All right, cheers.